Creating software is not always straightforward. It can be long and challenging, especially for large-scale projects. There are many different approaches to managing the process.
Traditionally, people used to do a lot of big planning for projects, and then they would do things in a linear sequence. First they do all the analysis and then the design, and then they'd write code or build hardware, and then they'd test it, and then it wouldn't work, and they'd have to go back to the beginning and start over again.
What you want to avoid is taking many months to develop a piece of software, only to then realize you've gone completely down the wrong path. Over the years, one man has been instrumental in tackling this problem.
My name is Jeff Sutherland. I'm the inventor and co-creator of Scrum. In the 1980s, I prototyped it in 5 companies, and by 1993, we solidified the practice as it's known today. In 2001, I wrote the Agile Manifesto with 16 other thought leaders, and the rest is history.
The Agile Manifesto defined a new set of principles for approaching software development. The aim of these is to develop software in a way that is flexible and quickly changeable.
In the world that we live in now, there's so much complexity, ambiguity, uncertainty, and trying to use predictable type processes where you do a certain thing, you expect a certain thing to happen in months or years' time, it's just totally unrealistic.
Agile is breaking things down into small pieces, so you have small teams working in short time frames, building production prototypes, and so you can check regularly how it's going and change and improve constantly. So things go much faster and you get a much better result.
Out of all the Agile approaches, Scrum has arguably made the most impact. It continues to evolve, and many of its elements are being used by teams to develop software.
The real innovation of Scrum was making it clear that teams had to be really small. We have a team leader we call a Scrum Master, and we have a person that represents the voice of the customer who we call the product owner.
So unless we come up with the different story points, it's not going to impact your timeline.
The first thing you need to start a Scrum is what we call a product backlog, a list of work to be done.
Things we could do.
And the product owner has to work together with the team to get that. The product owner knows what the customer wants, but he needs to get the team to estimate, okay, how much work is that?
We're either bang on par or with our nose slightly in front.
We prioritize it by value, so we're doing the most important thing first.
Good week so far on the points. Got 6 points done so far, which is good. This one looks like it's pretty much ready to go.
Then the team takes off the top of that backlog a small amount to do in a short interval, always less than a month. Most teams are running 2-week sprints, we call them. And during that sprint, they'll meet every day to check, is the team on track? Do we need to do anything differently? And at the end of the sprint, they'll review what's done. An end user will be able to try it out, say, well, I like that feature you built, I didn't like it. And then that allows the product owner to change the backlog, to change the way we're going to build it. So in these short cycles, by constantly changing to meet the customer's needs, you get a much better result. Right after the sprint review, the team goes into a retrospective to figure out how to improve the process. Scrum is a continuous improvement process.
Start small. Think about what's the smallest possible thing you can do to try and improve either the process you're working on or the product you're doing. Do it, get it in front of customers, get feedback, and start to learn and improve.
Scrum has allowed small teams to quickly realize exciting new ideas and constantly tweak them in response to user feedback.
It's like, rugby can be fast, easy, and fun, or it can be slow, brutal, and crushing. Okay? It all depends on how you play the game. And the same is true of Scrum and software.